Welcome back to Underway Drifting and Dreaming. We are enjoying a beautiful sunrise at Bayou Barataria. We had a very quiet night. We'll be weighing anchor early this morning before the tide changes. Jim and I are on an adventure of the lifetime traveling the America's Great Loop. Currently, we are in Louisiana on a side trip heading to Texas. We are traveling the Gulf Intracoastal Waterway, and we're seeing a lot of marine traffic from tugs and barges to offshore supply boats. We're in the coastal area, so we've seen a lot of change since leaving New Orleans. Coastal wetlands, wildlife, shrimp boats, and learning about the history of John Lafitte, a pirate in these parts of the bayou. I'm up on the bow this morning, and you may notice that there's something a little bit different. We put out a bow anchor, which is our primary anchor, and a stern anchor. And last night about 10 o'clock, I noticed that the lights on the shore were moving, which should not happen when you have a bow and a stern anchor because you're held in a position. About 10:30, Jim comes out. I was getting ready for bed, and he's like, the boat, we swung with the current, and which shouldn't happen. We dragged anchor, our stern anchor dragged. We pulled in and took as much line in as we could until that anchor sat in the mud again, and we just walked it up to the bow. It was no problem. It was just late at night, and in the morning we decided to pull in both anchors before the current change. That was the key. So we got up early, got that taken care of, and now we're heading to Houma. Welcome to La Rose, Louisiana. We would take this bridge ahead of us home. Jim lived in Grand Isle, Louisiana while he was in the Coast Guard. I was up in New Orleans. But for, I think, a few months, I had to drive all the way from Station New Orleans down to Grand Isle. I worked 4 days, so 48 hours on, 2 days of day work, which meant from 8 until 4 every day, and then 2 days off. And then there was some weird rotation on the weekends. So many miles across that bridge. More for Jim, less than for me. But check out these big not cruise ships, but crew boats for the oil rigs. I love seeing boats in production. The hull of a ship in there. This one's in dry dock. Monday morning, so I'm sure they're working on the inside. And over here, the yard. They have it very organized. Everything's lined up. Looks like somebody has OCD in the boat yard. Hey Jim, how do you feel about being back in the Bayou of Louisiana?
I'm ready for shrimp and crawfish.
It'll be crawfish season here soon after the beginning of the year.
It's really neat to see all these oil-filled boats and tugs and all different designs. And
I just remember coming across the bridge and it was Bollinger's shipyard. There was a few shipyards back here, but I'm not sure if this is where Bollinger's was located at.
Yeah, that goes closer to Cutoff.
Okay, so Cutoff is further down. We're just going through La Rose, Louisiana. I'm gonna go ahead and turn around. There's a, looks like there's an old oil or gas up here. They're burning off the excess.
Flare.
Let's see if we can zoom in on that. Just neat to see all the crew boats and the oil rig boats.
They call them OSVs for offshore supply vessel. OSVs are the big ones that look like trucks.
Okay.
They do all types of stuff. They carry a lot of supplies. They do anchor detail for rigs. They're huge. And then the faster ones are crew boats, which also can carry quite a bit of stuff on the back, but they're faster. And a lot of them will change out crews with those boats. He also uses helicopters a lot to take crews on and off oil rigs.
I didn't see any really big enough for a helicopter to land on. Are we going to see those too?
Some will have a pad on the roof.
Oh, maybe I wasn't looking at the roofs.
They'll use the helicopters to land on the rigs, but some of these
Yes.
do have, the ones that go out for extended amount of times will have a pad, usually up on the bow and covering the pilot house out toward the bow.
Okay.
So they can switch people out. But so far, none of these have pads on them.
So I've never done a lot of work down here, so this is more your area. All right.
All types of old Navy landing craft here, which has probably been sold off to commercial. It still has Navy written on it, but I don't think it's commissioned Navy ship anymore.
You can buy anything at auction, right?
Yes,
No, we're not buying anything at
I
auction. Let's lift up the camera and see if we can see that out there. U.S. Army.
An old Army boat landing craft.
All right. So we're just gonna keep on heading down to, we're gonna go to Houma tonight.
We'll be in Houma tonight, Morgan City tomorrow night, Intracoastal City the third night, then over towards Lake
Port
Arthur,
Port Arthur.
then Lake Charles, and into Texas.
It's that long drive across the bottom of Louisiana.
Mm-hmm. No alligators yet. I think we saw some yesterday.
I keep my eye out, but I haven't seen any. Maybe just a little still too chilly this morning.
Okay, up on the right you'll see a barge or tugging barges pushed up against the shore there. What they do, this is sort of a temporary parking. They also call it a mudding up, or they're holding. You can see their prop wash is still pushing. What they're doing is getting out of the channel and allowing, you can see on this one, approaching tugging barge, usually on corners, to give them way and clearance to make a pass there. So things got to watch for on these boats as you pass them is the prop wash. It can be discerning as you go behind them and push you around. So it's a good way to keep the tug out of the way and in control.
Downtown Marina in Houma, Louisiana. We called the number, paid her $25, left a message, called another number. Voice box is full, so I'm not sure how we're gonna pay. Maybe they'll walk on by. But we're located underneath two bridges, right off the main channel. Just had a tugboat go by, so there's a little bit of rocking on the boat. You can see shrimp boats down on the other side. Take a four-way stop with the main river and Thank you for riding along with us on the America's Great Loop side trip towards Texas. We are going to head out of Houma, Louisiana and head over to Morgan City. This was the best spot to sit and watch boats go by. Just truly amazing. We appreciate you taking the time out of your day to watch our Great Loop videos. We will be making more videos of our adventures along the Gulf Coast heading to Texas.